Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Guys, I have been enjoying this weird little president show. Um, Not only did we learn a decent amount, a little bit about the past and future that we'll probably be seeing for some characters, but we also got to see just how things were for our main characters and what they were doing as kids, getting in trouble, and really not having any clue what they were truly getting into until it was pretty much too late, right? um, I love shows that are clearly aware that if they go this route, if they take their time and do things out and give us explanations and stuff, they always seem like the shows that are smart and feel a lot more earned once we start seeing stuff that, we didn't know about, or we start seeing things that we were just guessing about. Now all of a sudden, you have a way better understanding of just where they came from, why they do certain things that they do, and this whole treasure hunt as a whole definitely felt like something we could have dealt without. But to hear that this is pretty much something that they had gone through while they were kids and when they were being, bad, I guess you can say, by finding the map and just going out, coming back late. Um, these types of things were executed so much better with that story in mind and giving us even more reason why they're going on this treasure hunt, because seemingly it's just something the two of them really love to do, right? If it wasn't for this treasure map, um, they probably would have just been chilling at home, thinking of some way to earn the inheritance money. So, sure, people can say this is the types of filler episode, but to me, if there are episodes that are like this in anime and they play out like this, where you actually learn something about the past and you actually learn something about the characters at hand, I don't consider it filler, but I've already seen someone comment, they're like, "Oh, this episode is so filler, bro." Like, and yet you still watched it. Like you still watched enough of it to be like, okay, this is trash, but you've seen everything. But I digress. Certain things in the show just don't stand out to other people as much as it might for me or stuff like that, because I don't know what it is about uh, breaking down the past and breaking down the present that makes me feel like the show actually cares, right? Like the show actually went out of its way to make sure we kind of had a better understanding where our main characters are coming from and why this was something that kind of hit home for them and made them want to search more than, you know, they were actually given. Well, our president was given off. He seemed more or less like it was going to be something that he's just going to have to deal with now, and not so much like, oh, I can't wait to just go on a treasure hunt, because that's what me and you did, and that's why it was awesome. He was just doing it because not only was it going to help his company, it was going to get some people off his back who already said he needed to go out and get the treasure, right? Like, he's one of those people that get pressured very easily, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly how the first time it happened, where they were awkward with each other supposedly and all this and that, and she was probably the one who found something out about a treasure map, and boom bam, they go out for the adventure. So wouldn't be surprised if that's how it all plays out, just by the way we're seeing things now, and that's why I think it's even funny or even worth talking about and seeing, because they knew that this would probably play out like this in the case of me and certain people really enjoying this aspect of learning about the characters, because now if some treasure hunting stuff pops up and one of them just disappear on each other to go do it, will know that they really just like treasure hunting. So much so that they're willing to, leave their company and go do what they want to do, right? So we'll see how this all plays out as a whole because, like I was saying, I think people don't fully know what filler is, and this giving us all this exposition, this actually being a good story about a grandfather who wanted his granddaughter to make friends at any means necessary, even if it means tricking her into thinking some treasure will be around. Seeing how she didn't necessarily need the treasure or want the treasure, all she was doing was making sure she had someone on her side to be capable of helping her. And once she did that, that's kind of where her grandfather already wanted her to do, was to at least have some people to help her do this, because at the end of the day, he didn't even believe that she would be capable of doing this. She didn't know the area. Like, for instance, the whole local kid being like, "This is the abandoned house. Every kid knows about this. Like, if you don't, you must be no friends." you know, like he instantly pretty much solved the case of why she didn't know certain things that anybody in the village or anybody who lives close should know. Um, I mean, if she just said that she didn't live close by, it would have been probably okay, and she would have gotten away with it. But she's so honest that she winds up spilling the beans that she lives like up the hill. And not knowing about this means she probably didn't get out a lot, which made a lot of sense seeing how she was spending all of her time with her grandpa and got to really enjoy his company until he was gone. So it's those types of things that, really make you respect a lot more of what's going to probably happen to all these characters, right? Like, all these characters are probably going to continue to grow and be much bigger aspects in the show for maybe not just us as of right now, but maybe in the future for a different company and stuff like that. So we'll have to see how this all plays out as a whole, but I definitely enjoyed this episode. It was not as much craziness popping off, no crazy action, no like real uh, world building story, but we got to understand our main characters a little bit more. We got to understand their childhood a little bit more. And above all else, we're probably going to see just what it is they're looking forward to when it comes down to actually being able to make this money to get the inheritance. Because as of now, they haven't made jack. And they need to get on it. So hopefully they definitely get closer to their goal, but at the same time, I'm just here for the ride, and the ride has been relatively good. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be when you're watching this. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will definitely talk to you sooner than later. Um, Let me know what you guys are thinking about this in the comments down below. If you do enjoy, if you don't, if you think it's too slow, if you think it's not picking up at all, whatever the case may be, I would love to read your comments. Um, I always do anyway, but sometimes the comments just are. But regardless of all that, I hope not a lot more shows go uh, on standby, I guess you can say, because at this point in time, any shows that are going to be postponed, I'm going to try to find a way to get something out for you guys, okay? So let's keep up the daily train, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. So with all that being said, peace.